Hello everybody, this is Sin with Big Moon Energy. Today I'm going to be doing a weekly tarot reading for the sign of Capricorn. This will be for April 28th through May 4th. So first off, I am going to lay out all the cards. I'm doing like my own take on a Celtic cross. So we will lay out all the cards and then get started. And I know you guys can't really see the cards like right now, but I will hold them up and tell you each position and stuff so you can still see an idea of everything as well. All right. Okay. So first off, we're going to start with the you position. This could be the you or the situation of what's going on. This is the Six of Swords. So with the Six of Swords, that energy is moving on. It doesn't always mean a physical move. This can be even an emotional move or just moving on from a situation. And that's what I'm getting with this, is that you're moving on from a situation because your challenge or what's crossing you is the Lord of Shadows, which in the original deck, the Lord of Shadows is death. So I see a situation in which you are transforming. I feel like you might be having a little bit of trouble moving on from this situation for some reason, but you are moving on. Like you are moving on slow and steady. You will get there. So what you know up here, like your belief, this is the Lady and the Lord, which in the original tarot deck is the Lovers. So this is something you already know to be true. This is definitely about a decision you've made. You've made a decision that you're going to move on from. You're having like a rebirth. You're having a transformation. This is also about like closure. And it's about a decision that you made. You've made a decision and now you're moving on from it. I feel like you're having a little bit of a hard time moving on from the decision, but you are moving on. You will get there. You will fully move on. Everything will be okay. Down here, this is kind of like, some people read this as like the problem or the root of the challenge, or it could even be something that drives you. You've got the Seven of Pentacles. Now with the Seven of Pentacles, in relation to this Death card, I feel like you are working hard. You are working hard to move on. You are having a bit of a hiccup in moving forward from this situation, because I feel like this situation like kind of wasn't good for you, but you knew it wasn't good for you. You knew you had to move on, but sometimes even when you know things aren't good for you, you want to stay because you're comfortable with it. You'd rather just stay in something not good than move on, because a lot of times people are really afraid of change. And so that's what I see. In your recent past, we've got this Seven of Swords. And like with the Seven of Swords, especially being your recent past, you're moving on. I feel like something or someone was deceiving you. I feel like there was a situation in which you were being deceived, and I think that is why it is kind of hard for you to move on, why you're kind of stuck in that new growth and development, because you're kind of getting over a betrayal. It looks like somebody's kind of did you dirty, and you are moving on. You made a decision that it would be best for you to move on, but it's hard. And sometimes like when people have done us wrong, situations have done us wrong, it's hard to move on, but this is telling you you're going to move on for sure. So in this position, we have this position is like future, but how I read this is like pretty immediate. This is still kind of like what's going on right now. And you've got the King of Wands. And with the King of Wands, this is also like, especially in this position, like I feel like you're making plans. This situation was not great. You've made the decision to move on, and now you've got a new game plan happening here. You're wanting to do something different. You're trying to think of a way of getting it done. And with the King of Wands energy, that is strong, fast energy. So it's a great card to have because that's kind of like helping you get past this situation. Now, in this position, I do this as advice from Spirit. And your advice from Spirit here is the Page of Swords. And with the Page of Swords, I feel like in this reading, this is about kind of like a new idea. This is about pushing forward. This is you starting a new beginning. That old stuff is in the past. You've got ideas. You are moving forward. You're moving on. And I think that you're doing it with a lot of logical thinking and not so much thinking with the heart. You're thinking about what is best for you logically, which that is a good thing, because sometimes, as much as we want to follow our heart, sometimes we have to just think logically and set our emotions aside. So in your environment or influencing kind of, you've got the Two of Pentacles. With the Two of Pentacles, every time I see that card, this is a lot of juggling everything. And I feel like because of this stuff that happened, this betrayal, the fact that you've chose to move on, even though it's hard, you're starting over. This is saying you can put something down. You don't have to keep juggling this. You don't have to keep balancing these problems, these things, because you've set that aside. You're willing to move on. So I feel like for this card, you need to just take a breather. Everything's going to be okay. You're going to move on. You don't have to do this all on your own. Also, because this is in the environment I'm getting to, let somebody else help. Let somebody else take some of the load off of you, because you're going through it right now. In your hopes and fears, you have the Green Man, which this is the Fool in the original tarot deck. So having that, I think you're afraid of moving on. For some reason, you are afraid of starting new. Like, you're afraid that you're never going to have what you had. But Spirit's telling you what you had wasn't good for you. What you had wasn't doing you right. And so this is telling you, you might be afraid of that new beginning, but it's going to be good for you. It's going to be beneficial for you. Like, this is a full, like, especially getting death and stuff, you are closing out this cycle of betrayal. You are closing out this cycle of all of that negativity. Now, for your outcome, we have, if I can pick the card up, we have got the Knight of Pentacles. Now, with the Knight of Pentacles as your outcome, this is talking about patience as well. This is also talking about long-term goals. Like the Knight of Pentacles, that is strategic thinking. And you've got several cards here about strategic thinking. You've got several cards here about thinking clearly, moving forward. And even with the Knight of Pentacles, this is saying that, like, yes, there's some hard work ahead. You are moving on, you're starting a new chapter, but the hard work is going to pay off. It is going to be so much better for you overall that you move on from this betrayal in this situation. And I know you're second guessing things, and like I said, I feel like this goes down to two. We get comfortable in certain situations, and then even if it is bad for us, we don't want to leave that situation, but it is what's best, and leaving that situation for you is going to be your best move. I'm going to go ahead and pull 2 animal spirit cards. Ooh, nice. I love both of these. These are great. So card 56, Spider Spirit. This is make your dreams real. So when I'm seeing things like the Green Man, and you've got death, you are getting a fresh start. You are getting a fresh start. You're moving on. You can make all of your dreams come true. You have the power within you to make everything happen. And then you've got card 14, the Chameleon Spirit, act as if. And I feel like this is telling you to just keep going. Like, keep going with the tide, and everything is going to work out. Sometimes we have to leave what's comfortable so that we can have something better. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and I hope you have a great week. I'll see you next time.